I mean, you see Albert.
Like an Esmeralda could complete this composition. I think they but knowing that there is a Ruby, I think using an Esmeralda will be kind of difficult. So it will be that
Oh,
Chang'e for the magic damage pressure here. Okay, so Chang'e will be played by Xinnn here, Goni.
Chang'e will enter the gold lane. Momo-chan, any thoughts on the
Yes.
composition? Maybe which composition do you prefer better?
I feel RQ Hosi they're more stable in the physical damage and
Gotcha.
also the magical damage with that Chang'e and also Adira pick coming from RQ Hosi. But Bigatron they are lacking on magical damage. It only come from Nathan, but I'm not
Yeah.
sure it will enough for Bigatron Alpha since yes, like Albert said, they need that CC. That CC will come from Atlas here with we know with a good I'm offended as well
Fataling.
coming from Ruby. Yeah, the Featherling as well, but Bigatron Alpha they look pretty sustained with their composition here, but they have to drag this game into the late games to make sure that they can win the first game, Albergoni.
Yes, as we enter the first match of the first game today, Bigatron taking on RRQ. Who do you got, Aterna? Looking at the composition, we have heard Momo-chan's thoughts. What about you, Aterna? I want to know.
Yes, I think from both compositions, I have to lean towards Araki Hoshi just because I feel that Key going in with Matt and them being really, really good counters for melee heroes, but with the back
Mhm.
support from coming from Xinnn, especially later towards the mid to late game, I think it will be very difficult for Bigatron Alpha to make a play, but we're just gonna have to see who will dominate in the early game here as Clay and Vin
Oof.
get really, really aggressive into the jungle. And it seems like trying to pressure Rainbow, knowing that Rainbow really needs to be able to scale and he barely has an escape mechanism. I think at the moment, Arki Hoshi really, really has the upper hand, Goni.
You're absolutely right. RRQ has the upper moment, as we can see here. Key already burns off his flicker. Uh, not entering minute number 1, but we can see here Vin trying to pressure Rainbow in the mid lane, but did not manage to catch him off just yet. As we can see here, Barretts and Paquito bot side, Chang'e and Ruby top side, but we can see here Key being the target. Vin has to use the flicker, and oh, the burst damage from the side of RRQ almost killed Matt off just earlier. It's Aterna.
Yes, looking at the damage coming in from RQ as well, it seems like they have the ability and the dominance to take this purple buff from Hayabusa. Oh, but Hayabusa comes in and with the first blood and the shadow kill will be able to take down Vin. So this will be a 0-1 trade. Oh, 0-4-2 trade rather, as Repo comes in with the backup, takes down Nathan as well, and Albert in a really, really tight spot, unable to escape. And I think this, oh god, and he goes down as well, Goni.
3, 2, 1. Not looking good for RRQ as Repo will be the next target, but well from RRQ's side as RRQ now looking to claim their first turtle here at Derna.
Yes, Turtle is already at half health, and it seems like they are pressuring towards that area, but Kai already opening vision and catching Vin in a really, really tight spot here. He gets really, really quite low. Ejector gets pushed out. Kai also being the next target. Rembo will also go down here by Albert, and this is that we expect here from RQ, and this will give him
Ooh.
the enough space to also take that turtle. So even though they lost the trade earlier in that team fight. Here, it seems like RQ has taken back that momentum to take another objective and to pick off some kills here in the early game, Ronnie.
But did you see that Momo-chan Repo manages to steal that
Yep.
orange buff from Albert? No retribution, but yes, Aterna, you're right. RRQ manages to find compensation even though they lost the trade earlier. They managed to turn things around, and right now Albert is looking good with 3 kills and 1 assist. But we can see here Repo and R7 battling out bot side. Nothing too fancy from both teams just yet. Key opening his map opening vision for his team, but Unstoppable Force has been popped, ejector as well, but the follow-up from Shadow Kill follow-up from Brands is not enough to take down Jawhead as Albert takes down Rainbow mid-side here, Eterna.
Yes, and
Oh,
another meteor shower here has been launched, and it seems like this will be another buff stolen by Xinnn. And oh my god, the damage will take down Matt really, really early on in this match, Gani.
ooh, not looking good from the side of Bigatron here. Still struggling to find compensation after two team fights were basically lost here. Momo-chan entering minute number
Yeah.
4 here. Any thoughts on the current situation?
Yeah, like I said earlier, Bigetron Alpha, they have to drag this game at least into the mid until the late game because for the early
Hmm.
composition, yes, they have this bronze for Hayabusa and also that Nathan from Rainbow. But Nathan is also a scaling hero, so if they can drag this game with that sustained composition coming from Bigetron Alpha, it will be great for them. But RQ Hoshi, they maximize their potential with this Eudora presence here. Look at that Clay. He tried
Yeah.
to stop everyone from Bigetron Alpha who wants to play aggressive here,
Oh,
even though with the Fataling Connect. But look at that Albert.
yeah, Albert is still surviving and plays well, but Roger will claim that turtle. Key will be the next target. He will go down surely. As we can see here, Repo is the next target from our RQ. Will he go down? Oh, Ruby! Ruby from the backside almost gets taken down, but Albert will be taken down
Oh,
from
Clay!
Hayabusa. But Clay with 1 HP still surviving that one, Eterna.
Yes, and that was a favorable trade here on the side of RQ Hoshi, I think, here, Gani, as a lot of members from the side of RQ Hoshi were able to escape. And this is looking quite good here. Oh, but Xinnn almost just instantly taking that buff, but unfortunately this time it will not succeed. And we see pressure as well coming in from RQ taking another objective, which is in the bottom lane, as they look to rotate around the map here, Gani.
They look to create more space indeed. Two turrets for RRQ, zero turrets for Bigatron. As we take a look at the items here, Momon-chan, but I think we will see an initiation from Bigatron. Oh wait, Vin
Mhm.
passed through the Daytona's welcome, but not enough. Fataling towards two people, and Shadow Kill will shut down Clan as well. But Brands will go down. We can see here our 7 is so strong, taking down one member. As we can see here, Key will be the next target, but the burst damage is not enough. Meteor Showers pops up just to clear the waves mid-side, and I'm sure the mid turret will go down as well here. Yes, Momo China was talking to you. What happened in that team
Oh,
fight?
Yes, with 4.8k gold lead by RQ Hoshi, Bigatron Alpha, they are struggling in finding their item here because he is going to take the magical defensive that coming from the Athena shield, but he is still on his way to complete the item here. So I think Bigatron Alpha, they are lacking for the item, especially for the magical defensive that coming from Athena and even maybe with the Radiant armor. But look at that, there's some initiation and aggressive that coming again from Repo Albert.
Yes, the Tona's welcome has been connected, and of course followed up by the rest of the members. Hayabusa will claim that kill. Eterna.
Mhm.
yes, and Xinnn here going and always knowing when to go in to take that objective, taking that buff away from Brands as that Hayabusa, and we know how important that blue buff is for Hayabusa as well, as it looks like both teams are rotating towards that turtle, and something here is in the midst of destruction as Meteor Shower gets caught, gets pulled out, and so much damage is put towards Clay. And Albert just knows where to go in, taking so many victims here as Brand
Ooh.
will be the next target. Albert going in onto Rainbow. Rainbow unable to escape, but Repo will go down next, and so much damage here coming from Clay and Xinnn as well as they aid Albert to take another kill. And this will be the next uncontested turtle from the side of RQ Hoshi. And this is one of the winning conditions, right, for RQ Hoshi, especially with their composition here. They know how scary Rainbow can be, especially if he scales with that Nathan and that damage. But let's take a look at this replay by Galaxy Samsung here, Momo-chan.
Yes, if you take a look with the early composition that RQ Hoshi has, they maximize the potential with the ejector that Finn has, and this
Mm-hmm.
scene always use that meteor shower, no matter in what timing he wants to use it. If he wants to try to steal the objective buff here by from Bigatron Alpha, he will use it. If he wants to
Oh.
try to cover all of his teammates, there you go, another shower, meteor shower coming from Xinnn, and it helps for the team fight for RQ Hoshi here, Albert Goni.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But Clay managed to survive that one, and Albert taking that double kill. Oh my God! Unstoppable force has been popped towards Key. He will not survive this one.
Oh,
Fatal Wings just is forced to use that one, but Mats will go down as well. Brands is the next target, and this is the second wiped out for RRQ. Albert is going crazy. 12 to 8 on that Roger. Aterna is just looking nasty. It's just disgusting. As we can see here, RRQ really controlling their first game here, Aterna.
Yes, and this is crazy, right? Coming from Albert, because we didn't know how crazy he was on that Roger. We saw the same dominance when he used his Ling, but look at his Roger, guys. I mean, if you look at the comparison between Albert and Brands right now, he has a three level lead, which means that Brands has not been able to farm thus yet and was never given the space, and so much pressure coming in from Albert, and we can expect a lot of damage, especially as we look into the items, Momo-chan.
yes, Athena sealed for key, but look at from Xinn's item here. He already have that magic penetration from the genius one, and the slow effect that coming from Ice Queen one as well. The 10% cooldown reduction for the enchanted talisman. But there you go, it's gonna be another initiation coming from RQ Hosi Albergoni.
Yes, indeed. Fatal Link to claim that kill on Jawhead, but it will get traded back. 2-for-1 for the side of RRQ right now, and RRQ again showing that they are so strong and team fights and controlling the map. Bigatron has no space earlier mentioned by Athena. I mean, Brands is just level 10. Meanwhile, Albert is already
Look
level
at that.
14. This means the jungle is just totally invaded, as we can see here the pressure from Jachanga already pressuring the purple buff since she was level 4, I think. And yes, the first lord will be claimed by RRQ Aterna.
Yes, and this is what we expected from Araki Hoshi. Their gameplay is they play the team fights. They like to play the early aggression. Meanwhile, Bigatron Alpha wanted to go with the pick-off strategy, especially with that Hayabusa. But unfortunately, Araki Hoshi and with their composition are just dominating way too much and not letting Bigatron Alpha get that time and space to go into the late game, Goni.
Again, yes, RRQ playing it out perfectly. I mean, Bigatron, knowing that they have a pick-off composition, like earlier mentioned by Aterna, but they just don't give the space. They just this Jawhead just keep giving vision for his teammates. And look at the players' goal here, Momo-chan. I mean, 4 players are from RRQ. Meanwhile, the rest is just Bigatron's. They couldn't farm here, Momo-chan. Any thoughts?
Yeah, 11k gold differences in 11 minutes is not really looking good for Bigatron Alpha, as in the Lord is coming in into the mid lane here, Albergoni.
Oh, but Atlas gets bursted down, and 4 members are left from this Bigatron side, even though Vin gets caught. But RRQ still wanting more. Matt get bursted down from the side of Bigatron, and we can see Clay still surviving with 1 HP once again.
Wow.
Meanwhile, 2 members for Bigatron still up strong, still defending. Meanwhile, RRQ right now, they're just focusing
my
on
God.
innovators. Almost is never enough, but a slight misposition there from Eudora. He mispositioned himself and he will go down, but Rainbow will be a vulnerable target to be exposed, as right now the turret or the base is just too exposed, and RRQ takes game number 1. Guys, Athena, thoughts?
That was a crazy game coming from Araki Hoshi. The dominance from the early game. This is what we wanted to see from